So now that you've worked out all the modes, all the different transpositions of all the modes that are really relevant to Irish music, now we're going to start understanding how they relate to each other. So the first concept we're going to talk about is relative keys. Relative keys are keys that use the same set of pitches, all the same notes, but they have a different note that is the tonic. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that, using relative keys that only use the white keys on the piano. And just before I go, relative keys all have the same key signature because they use all the same set of notes. So all the modes that use no sharps or flats would be modes that only use the white keys on the piano. So we can, for example, we have C major, or D Dorian, D minor in the Dorian mode, or F, which is the major with the raised fourth, F Lydian, G modal or G mixolydian, and then finally the A minor in the natural minor form or Aeolian form. So those all use the same set of notes, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, but each one of those keys used a different note as the tonic. So for the major, the C was the tonic. For the minor Dorian, the D was the tonic. For the major with the raised fourth, the F was the tonic. For the modal or mixolydian, the G was the tonic. And for the minor in the Aeolian or natural minor form, the A was the tonic. And I'll just go back and play through the tunes that we've used as examples to show you how this works. And I'm going to play the tonic as a drone and then play the tune with my right hand. So when we were talking about major keys, we used, as an example, the polka, Won't Come Home Till Morning. So here we go, and this is in C major, and you'll notice it uses all the white keys, and it comes to a nice satisfying end on the C. So here we go. There we go. Now, moving it to the Dorian, or minor, the D minor in the Dorian form, we would use, I think the example we used was the swallowtail jig. So here is the swallowtail jig in D. So, very solidly in D, but again, it uses all the same notes, just the white notes. So now we'll use that second part of Ballinisloe Fair with F as the tonic in the F major with the raised fourth or F Lydian. So here we go, I'll do the pickup notes. And again, used only the white notes, that same set of pitches, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, but in this case, F was the tonic. And now I'll do, I think it was the mooncoin jig, part of the mooncoin jig, the first part of the mooncoin jig for the modal or mixolydian tunes. So I'll do that in G. Solidly in G, but it only uses the white keys, that same set of pitches. And then for the minor in the natural minor or Aeolian form, I think we used the jig, the trip to Sligo. So let me do that. In this case, it would be in A. So those are all different keys, but they all use the same set of pitches. So those are called relative keys. So, for example, the D Dorian is the relative Dorian of C major, and C major is the relative major of D Dorian. The G modal or G mixolydian is the relative mixolydian of C major, and C major is the relative major of G mixolydian or G modal. And D Dorian, I'm going to call it Dorian to distinguish it from the other minor. D Dorian is the relative Dorian of G modal or G mixolydian, and just as G modal or G mixolydian is the relative mixolydian or modal of D Dorian. So those keys, C major, D minor Dorian, F major raised fourth Lydian, G modal mixolydian, A minor or Aeolian, are all relative keys of each other. So now what we're going to do is go through all the keys that we've written out and just organize them into groups of relative keys on our next worksheet. So the relative keys that are relative to each other, use the same set of pitches, and as a result they have the same key signature. So we're going to organize all these keys you've written out by key signature. So the first thing I want you to do is take these sheets that you've written out for all the different modes, where you put all the sharp keys on one page and all the flat keys on the other, and just put them, first of all, just organize them in piles of sharp keys and piles of flat keys. So this is the sharp key pile. So there should be 5 completed ones with the sharp keys on them for the various modes. And then put them in this order that I have here. First the major, and then the minor Dorian, then the major with the raised fourth, then the modal or mixolydian, and then the minor in the Aeolian or natural minor form. So I have those here. So I have, this is the major, and then down the next one is the minor Dorian, and the next one is the major with the raised fourth or Lydian, and the next one is the modal or mixolydian, and then finally this very last one is the minor in the Aeolian or natural minor form. So put this pile in that order, and we'll get into why after we're done here. Actually, we'll probably do the next 2 worksheets, and then we'll talk about why they're in this particular order. So the first thing we're going to do is put the key signature at the top of the page. So we'll start with the key signature of no sharps and no flats. So, so we don't have to write anything there for this one. So for the major, the key with no sharps or no flats is C major. So the tonic is C. For the minor in the Dorian form, the key with no sharps and no flats is D minor, D Dorian. There, so we'll put D as the tonic there. And then moving on to the major with the raised fourth or Lydian, the key with no sharps or flats is F. So the tonic, of course, is F. And then for G modal or G mixolydian, well, actually I'm giving it away. For the modal or mixolydian, the one with no sharps or flats is G. So we'll put in the tonic as being G. And then for the minor in the Aeolian form or natural minor form, the key with no sharps and no flats is A. So the tonic is A. So that's the first step. Actually, the second step. The first step was putting the key signature, but since the key signature is no sharps or no flats, we didn't really have to do anything there. So now down here, we're just going to write in the pitches of the scale in the correct place with the correct spacing, and lining them up with the pitches in the boxes here. So we're going to start with C major. So we have, and you can just look here, the notes are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. All right. And then the next one we have is D, the minor Dorian. The notes are D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. So we'll go D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. All right, and then the next one, the major with the raised fourth, or Lydian. The notes are F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. So we'll start here. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and then we have the modal or mixolydian. The notes are G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So we have G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then for the next one, which is the natural minor or Aeolian, the notes are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So there you have it. You have all your relative keys of the key signature, no sharps and no flats, here on one page. C major, D minor Dorian, F major with raised fourth or Lydian, G modal or mixolydian, A minor in the Aeolian or natural minor form. And then you have them all written out here. And you can see, you know, if you do this right, since they all use the same set of pitches, these pitches should line up as you fill them out here. So that was the one for no sharps and no flats. So I'll do two more here for you, just to give you a sense of how it works a little bit better. So we'll do the key signature of one sharp, and you'll notice if you've done this correctly, all the keys that have one sharp should have the same key signature. It should be an F sharp. You've probably noticed that already. So in any case where a key has just one sharp in the key signature, that sharp is an F sharp. So the key signature of all these keys is F sharp. So the keys that, I'll put the major back up on top here. Let's see, these are kind of, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. So I've got them back in the correct order: major, minor Dorian, major with raised fourth, modal, and minor Aeolian. So now we do all the keys with the key signature of F sharp. So in this case, it's G major, so the tonic is G. And then we have the Dorian, or minor Dorian key with F sharp as the key signature. The tonic is A. It's A minor, or A Dorian. And then the Major with a raised fourth, or Lydian, with F sharp in the key signature, is C major with a raised fourth, or C Lydian. And then the modal key, or Mixolydian key, with an F sharp in the key signature, is D modal, or D Mixolydian. So the tonic, of course, is D. And then the minor Aeolian, with one sharp, with the F sharp in the key signature, is E minor. So we have G major, A minor Dorian, C major with a raised fourth, or Lydian, D modal, or Mixolydian, E minor Aeolian. And then, once again, we just go through and fill them in, lining them up with the pitches in these boxes. So the first one we have G major, we have G, and you can look here. Actually, let me, that's the little minor page. So you can go back and look here. So the notes are G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. G, A, B, C, D, E, and this is the F sharp here, so we'll put that in its correct place, F sharp, G. And then the next one, the A minor Dorian, we have A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, so we'll start here. A, B, C, D, and you can just, line them up with the one above it, if there is one above it. E, F sharp, G, A. And then for the next one, we have C major with the raised fourth. So for this one, it's C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C. So we'll have to jump down here, I guess, because this doesn't keep going that way. So now we kind of got to be careful as we line these up. So the first one is C. The next one is D. The next one is E. The next one, as you see, is F sharp. So we find the F sharp. The next one is G. The next one is A. And here we can look in the one just above it now. A, B, C. All right, and then for the modal key with F sharp in the key signature, D modal, or D Mixolydian, we have D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, and then D. And then finally, the natural minor, or Aeolian, key with F sharp in the key signature is E minor, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. So we have E, and F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, and then E. So here we have all the relative keys that have F sharp as the key signature. G major, A minor Dorian, C major with a raised fourth, or Lydian, D modal, or D Mixolydian, E minor in the Aeolian, or natural minor form. So I'll do one more. I hope this isn't getting too tedious, but we'll do now two sharps. So I'll go back to make sure that they're in the correct order, which I'm pretty sure they are. Let me just double check. Yes, they are. So now the key signature for keys with two sharps is F sharp and C sharp. So these are all the relative keys with the key signature F sharp and C sharp. So the major key would be D major, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. So we'll put that here. D, E, and then F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And then, so let's see, that would be, so I'll put the D there. I'll fill these out as I go on this one, which would be another way you could do it. So the minor Dorian key with F sharp and C sharp in the key signature is E Dorian. So we'll put E as the tonic up there in the tonic slot. E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, E. So we'll go E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, and then ending up here on E. And now the major with a raised fourth, or Lydian key with two sharps, F sharp and C sharp, is G. So it's G, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G. So we'll put G here as the tonic, and we'll write that in here. G, A, B, C sharp, D, E, and then this has to be an F sharp, G. The modal or Mixolydian key with two sharps in the key signature, F sharp and C sharp, is A modal. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A. So we'll put A here for the tonic, and then we'll write the notes in here. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, and then A. And then finally the minor Aeolian, or natural minor, key with F sharp and C sharp in the key signature is B, natural minor. So we have B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. So we'll write that. I guess we got to go back here. Once again, now you got to kind of be kind of careful how you line these up. So this is B, and then C sharp, which is here. C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. So that's three of these sheets, but they're all the same. So then you would do the same for the keys with F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp in the key signature. You do the same for keys with F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp, all the way down to the bottom. And then when you're done with that, do the same thing for your flat keys too. Let's see if I have my flat keys. Yeah. So you just get your flat keys and put those in the correct order, and just fill out the sheets for the flat keys as well. So that should be pretty straightforward. Oh, I never did write in the tonic for this one. The tonic for the minor in the Aeolian form is B. Anyway. So that is how to organize these into groups of relative keys and put them all on one page, so you have a handy place to refer to them. And now we'll go do our singing and playing exercises. So the singing and playing exercise now is just doing the scales up and down, doing each one twice, once with the names of the pitches and once with the scale degree numbers. What I want you to do though, there's one additional complication that shouldn't be too troubling for you. So when you're playing the scale, I I want you to play it with one hand while playing the tonic just as a drone with the other hand below it. So, for example, we're going to do all the relative keys that have F sharp and C sharp as the key signature. So the first one here will be D major, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And we're going to play a D drone as we do it. So it'll sound like this. And then again back down. So I'll sing this now for you. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. And normally I haven't done the top note twice in the past. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I'm doing it twice now just so I can play the drone again, because the drone tends to have faded away by the time we get up there. That's all. So, and now with the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now the next one, which is E minor Dorian, E Dorian or E minor. E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, E, D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is getting a little too high for my voice. So I'm going to sing in an octave lower, and you can do that too. You might find yourself moving in and out of your vocal range, so just adjust it however you need to. If it becomes impossible, if the range is just impossible for you to sing, you can just play the exercises, not worrying about singing them. But ideally, you'd sing them, because that's really where the learning happens. Anyway, the next one is G major with a raised fourth, or G mixolydian. G major with a raised fourth, or G mixolydian. So we have G, G, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, G, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, E, A, G. Next one, A modal, or mixolydian, A modal or mixolydian. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, G, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, E, A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think I forgot to do the numbers on the previous one, but make sure you do it. I won't go back. You know what to do. So here we go. The last one is B minor in the Aeolian form. So we'll do B here. B, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so that's it. That's all you need to do. But before I finish up here, I'm going to do this again as kind of a demonstration. And I'm going to play all those same tunes I played before to demonstrate, but I'm going to do them now in the key signature using F sharp and C sharp. So here we have D major. E minor in the Dorian form. Now G major with a raised fourth, or G Lydian. Oh, I did that wrong. Here we go. I haven't worked on this in this key yet. finally, let's see, now we have A modal. This is not the last one, actually. So A modal or Mixolydian. Finally, the B minor Aeolian. So. Let's see if I can do this. I've never played this one in this key before. Here we go. So that gives you another sense of how, these are all keys that use the same set of pitches, so they all have the same key signature, but they all use a different note as the tonic. So they're relative keys.